record. All right. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for taking out this time. So this month our theme is collaboration, and we are going to have lots of sessions based on collaboration. And one such thing that we have done this month is we have created an ebook written by our own members, community members. They are here with us today, and they will be sharing what they have written. And it is for all of us in the community to read. And feel free to share it with your family members, with your friends, and whosoever can take benefit out of this book. So and also I'm so happy to have Dr. Gautam with us today, and he'll be talking about power of collaboration. Recently he has joined us as an advisory board. He is our mentor, and he'll be taking over. First he will be taking us through the power of collaboration session. After that I'll request all the authors of ebook will be sharing the ebook with all of you, and then they will be sharing about their article, what they have written, and we'll learn from them. So over to you, Dr. Gautam.
Well, thank you so much, Lata, and thank you all for joining this particular session. I see that we have around 12 participants, which includes me. So it's great that I've got 11 people listening to me, which is a great and yet a frightening experience, because the people that I'm talking to are experts in their own right. I hope, first of all, by asking you all that I'm audible to you clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, when I got this topic, from Lata to speak to you all, I was a bit perplexed, because it's like asking a very rhetorical question. Would you like to collaborate? But I would like to take a very different view, on this entire topic by asking you a few questions. So you see, I recently attended a workshop on universal human values, and there was a technique which was given to us, and that is a technique which is known by different names, and maybe some of you are aware about that particular technique. But through Universal Human Values Workshop, this technique was called the technique of natural acceptance. Now, to put it simply, it is basically asking yourself a question or a proposal by the person concerned, any person concerned. So I will therefore also put a proposal in front of you. What you are going to do is mull over that proposal and repeat it in your head that this is the proposal. So do I accept it or do I not accept it? Now, to make it easier to you is focus on your feelings, or let's say your emotion at that particular point of time. So if you get a resounding yes from inside, or an inclination, a feeling of peace, no disturbance, let's say, you say that you accept that proposal. But if you get a feeling of disturbance, or you feel uncomfortable, anxious, or any kind of a discomfort while saying yes, this means that the proposal is not acceptable to you. Are you all with me? If yes, then please type Y on your chat box. Let me see how many people are listening to me, and they have. That's great. I have one by Vijay. Great, 2 more Ys. So yes, everybody has heard me. Thank you so much. So the first proposal is basically to ask all of you that in your life, do you want to be living in a state of relationship? Do you want relationship with everybody? Is it a yes or a no? You can say Y, N, whatever. Okay. Great. Next question. Do you want to live in opposition with other people? Yes or no? Okay, so I get maybe which is also considering the proposal. Do think about the time when you are in opposition to people and you basically disagree, not for the sake of disagreeing, but you feel it internally. There's a conflict. Of course, the conflict has to be resolved, but from inside, you don't feel in opposition to that person. You are maybe in opposition to the thought which is being put forward to you. But with the person, you are not in opposition. But as soon as you get into that feeling of opposition, you will feel a discomfort in your body, in your mindset, in the way that you communicate with that particular person. Is this proposal acceptable to you or not? If it is, please say yes. If it is not, please say no. Does the proposal that being opposed to the person concerned rather than the ideas that the person is basically saying creates discomfort? Yes or no? Great. So you all agree that, almost all who have replied, that the idea of being opposed to another human being creates a discomfort. So what is being in relationship with people is simply another name for being collaborative or being in collaboration or being in community. So I think I've proved beyond doubt to all of you that collaboration is a natural state of our being. And maybe you don't realize it, but you collaborate every day. You collaborate with your family, you collaborate in your office, you collaborate in your society, because if you do not collaborate or stop collaborating, things will stop moving. Man is a social animal, a fact which is given to everybody. You have probably listened to it many a times, but sometimes the reality is so much there in front of us that it becomes obscure. So it is there. We can see it, but we can't feel it because we have not stopped and thought about it. And that's what I'm trying to do through this particular session to you all, that collaboration is our natural state of being. Yes, yes, I do agree that there is a lot of isolation. But to you, let's talk about you. Let's talk about us who are here. We all agree that we would like to stay in the feeling of relationship. And in fact, everyone. So there are two aspects of a human being. That's yourself, what you are. And I'm daring to introduce this concept because I believe that everybody here is attuned to their own emotions. So it is one part, yourself, and the other part is your intellect or your mind or your body. Now, please understand that often we tend to mistake the intention of the other as reflected by his or her behavior. Internally, we all as human beings want to be in collaboration. At times, we do not agree. So it doesn't mean that the other person is going to kill me, essentially. Become worse. There are people whose behaviors are so corrupted by prejudices, by by their preconditionings, by their thoughts, which are basically guided by their preconditionings or their sensations, that they are not able to realize their true intent. I don't want to take the argument beyond this particular point, because at this juncture, I would not like to border, or go into the realm of spirituality, but that's true if we all actually agree to it. So it doesn't mean that we stop making the other person realize or defending ourselves if there's somebody who comes at us with a gun or a knife. Doesn't mean like that. So we understand that the person is not competent to handle his emotions correctly. In fact, you all being experts on emotional quotients would agree to that there are people who are able to handle their emotions better. There are people who are not able to handle their emotions better. And the people who are able to handle their emotions better are more in touch with their inner selves rather than being guided by the impulsiveness of the minds. And that's why we say, and that's a very popular thing to be, which is generally said by the practitioners of emotional quotient, that please take 6 seconds or 6 deep breaths before you react so that you can respond when your rational mind kicks in. Otherwise, you are responding through your amygdala, which is an immediate reaction and not a response. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I think we all agree at this particular point of time that it's a basic nature of a human being to be in collaboration. And that's what we all do. And that's what we want to do. That's the ideal state. Otherwise, this community would actually fail in the very first day that we are inaugurating it. So I will play a brief video to all of you, and it's a video from an animated movie. Maybe some of you would have seen it. But sometimes, again, as reminders of who we are and what we really want, these kinds of small snippets of movies actually help us a lot. Let me play that movie and then speak to you. So I am basically sharing my screen. I hope that is visible to you, and this is the video that I would like to play. Please let me know if you're able to hear, whatever I'm playing. Are you able to hear?
No, the sound isn't there. Maybe you have to share the sound.
Okay. Okay. Great.
But I can take you
Is it audible now?
Yeah.
Great.
there. What's that?
Ho!
Son! Skadoosh!
He took Kai away. He saved us.
No. He saved us. But who's saving him? Whoa! The spirit realm, it worked!
Off me, you! You brought me back.
Whoa!
We have to help him.
We have to help him. Okay, everyone, gather around. That's it. Come in close. Come on.
We can do this. Poe, you taught us who we were meant to be.
A nunchuck chick.
Sleepy baby.
A family.
Sweet.
Who are you?
I've been asking the same question. Giant dragon? Get ready to feel the thunder! This is awesome! Belly gong. Butt slap. Perhaps a bit of lunch, because I'm starving. Let's do this! Heads up!
Chitty chitty chat chat. Chit chat.
You want my cheese so bad? Then take it!
So hope you enjoyed this little clip. You would have watched the movie. It's about a panda. And why I relate to that particular movie is because I look myself like a panda, and now I've stopped actually fighting it altogether. So this movie is about how a panda organizes everyone, organizes his entire clan to actually counter the evil forces, and just sheerly by that power of collaboration, that person is able to definitively ward off the competition and wins the war for everyone. So I guess I need not stress this particular message once again. Ms. Rodriguez, I will answer what you've written here. And thank you so much for your message. So I need not stress this too much. You all know it, who have been part of this. This has been part of our cultural ethos, wherever we come from India, from whichever part of the world. This is essentially what we all strive for. But let's give it a business perspective as a part of being, having the responsibility of being a mentor to this particular organization. What can I say to the people who already know so much, but offer different avenues in front of you, or put proposals for different avenues for you to collaborate? So let's say, to begin with, these are my proposals. So my first proposal is, the first condition of starting collaboration is to understand each other, finding common grounds, where and how we can collaborate. So my request to the entire team of the company is to first of all find out or collect from everybody as to what are the grounds that they can collaborate on. What are their expectations? What is it that they need help with, which the larger community can provide? Once we collate that, I think the modalities of collaboration can be built. Otherwise, we shall speak about it and we can keep on discussing about it, but we'll not be able to focus our efforts towards it. So first of all, if you want to collaborate, how do you want to collaborate? And what are the modalities of it? So let's collect the expectation of all who are here. Then the second thing is that we all as a community can leverage each other's social media. We are a huge force. So I think we are just 11 here, but I understand that there are 60 or 70 of us who are a part of this particular community. Imagine if one person writes a post and each person has got just 100 people associated with them, and they'll be unique people. Most of them will be unique people. How many times a particular post can be shared on social media? And that leverages, that is a leverage not just to the community, but to you as a resource person, because your own thought process are going around in that social media community, and it can accrue a lot of benefit to you in person and the community also. The second part is, how can we actually create a lot of content through the kind of experiences that we jointly have? One such example is that of the ebook that we have created. How can we actually collaborate together to see what are the content that we could share that could be useful for us? As a part of knowledge management, there could be just simply the contact details of people or the organizations that we know of, which we can each other leverage from each other. So what are those details that we can freely share, or we would want to share, which can actually not just help the community, but the person as such? The fourth point that I would like to share is about sharing the best practices. Each one of us has got a best practice as to how to engage a particular community. I learned this practice of engaging people by asking them to write on a chat box, by attending few classes, or by talking to different people. And I find that it is very, very effective, because everybody cannot simply unmute their mics, and for a larger audience, it becomes a very, very important and definitive practice. Shows whether your audience is engaged or it's not engaged. And this is just a small practice. Maybe most of you are aware of that. We would have faced individual challenges while we were all delivering lectures or talking to people in an online forum. Can we share their experiences? I've taught students, and I've taught close to 2,000 students in a short span of academic career that I have had. Now, I can tell you from my own experience that they do not like an out and out session which is delivered through the virtual mode. So the only advantage that seemed to me of a virtual mode is that we can surpass the boundaries of geography, but getting together, physical contact cannot be replaced by an online forum. So therefore, I have, in my capacity, advised people to go in for a hybrid program or somewhere where a person can either have a one-to-one interaction or can feel that kind of a human touch. So can we share such kind of anecdotes with each other and can have these sharing sessions? Now, again, I mean, an organization like AICTE, which I mean, the people in India know, All India Council of Technical Education, considered to be quite archaic, have started these community forums and discussions in each evening. And this is one such effort wherein we all get together and we share about what we know. Trust me, small little snippets can actually create a huge amount of repository. And that repository itself has got the capability of being published. I have seen research papers which merely document their experiences of either teaching or their experience of being a practitioner, and that becomes a case study, is widely published and becomes a piece of research and could be converted into a monetizable publication with your names becoming immortal in terms of some kind of publication wherein you have contributed. And last but not the least, we need to also create, in fact, a competency repository, which I think the Club Smilee can take a lead on that. So all the people's name with their competencies, which are the areas, and broadly map the areas where people are comfortable. So if suppose we are making a training program, right now I'm with NTPC School of Business. I'm not sure, how many of you are aware about, who I am and what's my background. So, I will give it towards the end of this talk. But as of now, I belong to, I'm an associate professor with NTPC School of Business. NTPC is the largest thermal generating utility. And I am designing a training program. And I do need volunteers and I need practitioners to be a part of that particular training program. Similarly, you all might be designing training programs in your own respective places and would need resource people for that particular purpose. So how do we go about that? Can we not share a list of people with their areas of expertise so that whenever we need the help of any other person, we can actually ask for it, and that leads to our mutual growth. So ladies and gentlemen, again, I would sum up by saying that the idea of collaboration is not new, and each one of us is collaborating in our lives for establishing a larger order of peace and harmony. But let's bring that collaboration truly in spirit in this particular forum so that we can help each other grow. And before I read that message, by Ms. Rodriguez, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I must introduce myself. I am Gautam Pany, and I've been working in power sector and in academia. So my experience would be close to 23 years of working in a power sector and a prominent public sector here in India. So by training, I'm a civil engineer and then an MBA in HR and organizational behavior from SP Jain's global campus in Dubai and Singapore. I'm a Fulbright scholar and a PhD from IIT Delhi. I have worked as a civil engineer, as an L&D professional, as a knowledge management professional, and of course, as a program director for construction project management program. And now I'm here with NTPC, looking after, again, HR and OB. So I consider myself pretty privileged because I'm exposed to pretty many areas in my life. And I really hope that I will be able to add some little value to this particular organization and to your own lives. I would really thank Lata and the organizers here for giving me an opportunity to share my viewpoints with you. I hope I'm able to make your evening a little pleasant by sharing this clip and sharing my thought process and the message. Unconditional empathy, love, and collaboration without hesitation is needed by everybody. Thank you, ma'am. All in one. With all these factors, the individuals could thrive, and the same for all the people around. It's a very touching scene. Thank you for sharing with us, Doctor. And thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Your acknowledgement means a lot to me and of course to the people here in the group. With this, I stop my talk. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. It was very, very powerful. And I've taken notes, things that we all can do together and move forward from here. So yes, we already have a Google form, and I'll share it again in the group so that we have a database where we know who does what and where we can collaborate better. And we all get opportunity to grow together. Thank you so much, Dr. Pant, again. And this is the time we look into the book that we have created as a collaboration. So I'll just share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. So I'll just first run it, and then probably we will see it as well. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, it is visible.
All right, so a quick glance of the book, A Journey Towards Wellbeing. All right, so I'll just stop the share. Thank you so much. First of all, Chetna and Snehal for putting it together, and everybody who contributed to it, including the Club Smilee members who had shared their views about how this group is actually helping them day in, day out. And I will now ask, the authors to, share what they have written. So I'll be sharing the PDF on the screen. So that will be a little helpful. So Snehal, can you please start inviting? Some of them are not here today, but still, if we have, so we can start with Anil sir.
Where is this available?
So we will be sending this book to everybody. It will be available on the group. You can download
Thank
it.
you so much.
And we will also be sharing it in our social media posts. So you can reshare it. You can write what you think about it. And all the topics, though we just had 9 topics here, but they are lovely. Like and it's small, so you all can, read it. So Nimeshji couldn't join us. Okay. So Anilji is with us. Snehal?
Yeah. I'm welcoming Mr. Anil Mittal. Anil ji.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Nehal, and thanks to the entire team for this wonderful initiative. I'm very happy to be part of this club. And quickly, I just want to share what I have written. I'm not a professional writer, so it's something that I just share my experience so far in my personal and professional life. I think one of the most important things, maybe I think in terms of the emotions that we normally have in our mind and in our heart, one of them is hope. I think hope is one of the emotions which is mostly underrated and we do not take it seriously. But I think hope is something which has helped me a lot in the last my professional career, in personal life, and as well as I think to everyone. I think in last 2 years we have seen so many things in the world because of the COVID, and in the last 2 years we have seen that how people were depressed, living in their home, and nobody was like there was a lot of negativity, I think, and there was one thing that was keeping them alive, which was hope. So the two key message that I want to share in this article is that one of them is that hope is really not something that we are just wishing for something, but actually it is related to some actions that you attach to this hope. So whenever I'm hoping something, that in education, wherever I'm trying to do something, so I think the hope should be attached with some pathway to it. There should be some clear actions, clear goals that we have, and only then your hope will be something meaningful. And that's where I think we generally do not differentiate between the hope without action and hope with action. So that is one message in this article. And the second one I think is related to the hopelessness, and which is basically normally what we talk about is whenever we say maybe on the road, we talk about the traffic, or we talk about corruption, that your system is hopeless or the traffic is hopeless, especially when you're living in Delhi NCR. So you have most of the time this kind of feeling. So what I'm trying to say is that whenever you have any situation where you feel that you're hopeless, it is more to do with the internal factors, right? Whatever the inner feelings that we have, because it means that we are not able to find the solutions, or we are not able to maybe do some kind of about the situation. So hopelessness is more to do with your inner factors. So whenever we feel that something is wrong or something is not going in the direction that we feel, then I think that even a small contribution, for example, if we talk about traffic, so if I'm going maybe even once in my side to something about this problem, right? So that will create some positivity around us. So that's where I want to maybe share that how we can maybe remove this hopelessness from our mind. So yeah, that's I think the brief about my article. And thank you so much again for giving me this opportunity. And I hope this will help the entire club.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Anil ji. We having our next speaker, Ms. Deepa Rai Chaudhary. So I am inviting you, Ms. Deepa, please.
She had to leave, so we will move to the next.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Good evening. I'm Liliana Rodriguez from Mexico, here in Monterrey. And well, a brief introduction is I'm Bachelor in Computer Science and Administration with a Master in Competency-Based Education. I'm partner consultant at Genovates here in Mexico since 2012 and network leader coordinator for 6 Seconds Latam since 2014 and an enthusiastic origamist. So it's my pleasure and I'm honored to be here tonight as part of Club Smilee and this project in which we share a small part of what we can do to take care of ourselves. And in my case, I have focused on this identification and verbalization of emotions through origami. Briefly, my article is about the knowledge of emotions using origami. And my intention is to give an approach to this art and at the same time, let the people know that they have different ways to learn about inner emotions. I hope you find some useful information about this topic and be curious and try to practice this ancient arts of folding paper and find a way to understand and be aware about your inner thoughts and emotions and be able to name it. As some said, name it to tame it, okay? Over the years, working with some fellow origamists, we realized that this ancient art of paper folding has a lot of benefits for all in different topics, in different areas. And in this particular case, it allows us to work with people from different ages in workshops and courses related to emotional intelligence. So we found that for many people during the process of creation with an origami technique through different foldings allows them to focus their attention on the varied emotions present during the process, even since the beginning, because they need to choose the type and color of paper. And it's interesting to be aware that we help them to recognize those emotions that sometimes are hidden in the deepest part of their selves. And in some ways, they cannot identify it and name it. It's interesting to observe the moment that they realized about all those unrecognized emotions, and being able to learn more about them allows, in many cases, to begin the healing and improving process of their inner selves. So I hope you could enjoy the reading of this brief article, and I'd be glad to help you and share with you this approach to emotional well-being in any occasion you want. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, Liliana. Thank you for this great article. Now I am inviting Ms. Manmeet Taneja, our next speaker. Manmeet ji, you're on mute, Manmeet ji.
All right, sorry, yeah, hi. Thank you, Snail, thank you for giving me the opportunity, Club Smilee and MEQ. Right, so I'm Manmeet. This is my second stint in my career of being a life coach. I've been working for the past 20 years now, and I've had a good experience in the corporate, and I've been on my own for the last 8 years. I'm an avid believer of NLP, practitioner of NLP. I'm a certified parents and kids life coach. So this chapter, The Secret of Happiness, that I've written, in a nutshell, it is something that I've learned in my life. But all of us go through a lot of ups and downs, and it is so easy to get derailed from the positive and happy feelings that we have off and on, and it's so easy to get derailed and become cynical. So there are these small steps that we can intentionally practice on a daily basis, which can bring us, back into our Zen zone, and just improve our mood and make us happy. So this is a collation of little things that we can do every day, and something I've spoken about intentional living in this chapter, wherein you can intentionally look at the areas of your life which you can improve on. Set little goals, achieve those little goals, and then celebrate the achievement of these little goals. I talk about mindful living, wherein in this digital age, it is so easy to get lost in your mobile phone, in the screens. If we just take a little bit of time and appreciate the little things that we have around us, like today, the weather here is very nice. So if we can just move out and enjoy the weather, maybe look at the clouds, interact with the child, small things that can help you improve your mood on a daily basis. Then I talk about forgiveness. This is one thing that a lot of us deal with and can become a little challenging at times, wherein but we just have to remember that forgiveness is not for other people, it is more for ourselves. The release and the freedom you get when you forgive people and you move on. So those things are things that need to be remembered. Then another thing that can contribute to your long-term happiness and contentment in the in your life is when you think win-win. When you just don't think about how something would benefit you yourself, and think about how, when, like all this today, we're all about collaboration. So, whenever you're collaborating, if you can come up with a formula wherein not just you, but the people you're collaborating with also, get something in return. Or, even if sometimes you can do some things for people just like that, without, even if you're not getting anything out of it, just for the happiness of it. Gratification itself will put you in a zone wherein you would really want to feel good, and you want to do more of those things to other people because it makes you feel good. Then next point is the lens of good. It is so easy to find faults, and oh my god, we come across so many people in our life. Even it is so easy to point out that what did not go right in a situation, in a project, in a sheet, in something that somebody has done. But how about we just shift the focus and where the lens wherein we find the good, the something to appreciate in any situation. I personally have realized that even bad situations have something to appreciate in them. So that just puts a whole twist on something which is not nice, and you suddenly can see them in a different light. And this is something that has benefited me a lot, and I know it will benefit anybody who practices it. And of course, last but not the least, gratitude, which forms the basis of everything. Something, again, it is very much related to the lens of good, wherein you give gratitude for the things that are obviously good in your life, and you also give gratitude for the things that are not so good, because at the end of the day, everything will teach us something. It is all for our growth. It just comes together and works for us together. So, the whole chapter is all about that. It's not the big decisions that somebody's marriage, somebody's result, or, that lead to happiness. It's the small things that we do day in and day out, little practices which can just improve our sense of well-being and put us in a zone wherein we can be happy every day. So happiness is not something that we seek outside. It is something that we create ourselves from within and every day. So that is what this chapter talks about. I hope you read and get some value out of it.
Thank you, Manmeet, for sharing this formula and to know the secret of happiness. We're having our next author, Ms. Chetna. Chetna, I'm inviting you. Yeah, thank you, Chetna.
Thank you, Sneha. Okay, so I'm Chetna Singh. I'm certified kids and parents life coach and also working as program manager in MEQ Academy. So my topic is healthy friendship and EQ helps in managing relationships. So basically, I would tell that why I have written this article, what pushed me to write this particular thing. Basically, we are talking about collaboration, and Dr. Gautam also said, friendship is also a collaboration where, we are collaborating for each other, maybe for fun, maybe for, we are sharing with each other our emotions, our feelings, and day-to-day basis, on day-to-day basis, we are sharing many things with our friends. So friendship, in these 2020 and 21, in both these years, I realized that this is something which is very, very crucial, very, very important, during lockdown, when all of us felt isolated at some times, we felt that loneliness and people were not there. We were unable to meet physically to our friends, our family members. At that time, I realized that friendship is something, it is like a lifeline. Though what happens, in a hustle bustle of life, we often neglect or we take these kind of relationship for granted because we are so much involved in our daily life with our family and all these things that we often take our friends for granted. And because of those things, there might be some things, there might be some drift, some kind of differences, and that unwanted friendship breakups could happen between us. So friendship or any other kind of relationship, I'm not just talking about friendship, but any other relationship that includes a heart-to-heart connection, is vital for our well-being and emotional health. These days we can see anxiety, depression, and many kind of psychological issues are happening with people, especially after the pandemic. So we need to nurture our friendship. So how we can nurture our friendship with EQ, with EI. So as since I'm an EQ practitioner, I can say I can vouch, that emotional intelligence is something, with which you can solve any problem in your life, any conflict, any misunderstanding, any fight, any argument that you might have had with your close one, you can solve all those kind of situations with this emotional intelligence if you just start practicing this. So here I have given few of things because I have written this article very briefly, so I have given a few points like what you can do, to nurture this relationship, to nurture your friendship. Like, first of all, you need to talk to your friend. Communication is the one of the most important pillar. And as we can see, we have technology and we have all those resources through which we can stay connected with our friends, no matter how far they are. So we have to take that action. We don't have to, linger on, okay, maybe tomorrow I'll call, maybe tomorrow I'll meet. So you have to do what you want today, because today is the day. After pandemic, I have realized that these things are very, very important in our life. Second thing is, we need to share their joys and sorrows also. Both the things are to be shared equally. And, empathy, the main ingredients we have to put in our friendship, right? And sometimes you might feel jealous, in friendship there might come jealousy. So jealousy, I want to tell you that jealousy is only an emotion. It's like a bubble, it comes and you have to prick that bubble. It's just an emotion. You have to manage it, because if jealousy will stay there, your friendship will not be long lasting. Okay, so these are few things I have written. One is like, keep your ego aside and apologize whenever needed. So as we family members do fight, same thing happens in friends also. We fight with our friends also. So sometimes you need to say sorry, even if you find that you did not do anything wrong. It was not your fault. If you value that friend, if you value that person, saying sorry is a small thing. Okay, then comes the mutual effort. Any relationship in the whole world will not sustain if there are not mutual efforts. Both the parties have to take efforts to keep that relationship, right? So these are the basic things you can learn through AI. Like I said, empathy, gratitude, compassion, trying to understand others' feelings, maybe not holding to the grudges. Many times we are holding to that grudges and breaking the friendship or relationship very easily. So AI, I would say that it has very, very, profound effect on the quality of our lives. So if you are practicing AI, you will try to understand the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotional state of other person. So instead of, just reacting, you will respond to the situation. You will try to understand the other person also, if you have some kind of, difference or some kind of argument with you. So this is all I have written. Maybe you will like this article, and I will be happy to get any kind of feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Chetna, for sharing this recipe for the lasting relationship and the friendship. We having our next speaker is Ms. Kavita Hans, as we don't have Krishma. Kavita, I'm inviting you.
Yeah.
Yes, Kavita.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kavita Shah. Today, my article is on the impact of emotions on health. So emotions play a vital part in our life. These can be positive as well as negative. Emotions have a very strong impact on our health. The whole personality of an individual is enhanced by the emotions. A person who is happy is fit mentally as well as physically. The whole atmosphere is filled with positive vibes. On the other hand, if an individual is in melancholy, or he or she is not mentally as well as physically fit. So the question lies how to deal with emotions. The main cause of negative emotions is stress, anxiety, trust issues, anger, conflicts, etc. Poor emotional health weaken our body immune system. So if a person is sad, he or she should do whatever pleases or excites him. They can do gardening as long as one gets tired, or do reading, singing, or you can do any activity which pleases you. You can share your feelings with a friend or someone who's very close to you. You can vent it out and you can see the magic. You will feel free and light-hearted. So we can do yoga also to calm ourselves. Breathing exercise also brings calmness. And as well as you can focus on your goals. This is a personal experience, like chanting Om daily improves mental balance, brings peace, calmness, and joy. So practicing these exercises in the morning boosts your immune system as well as brings happiness. And if you are happy outside, you will feel inside also, and you will be far from any diseases. So my motto is investing on health is the key to happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita. Our next speaker is Dr. Vipra.
Hello, hi everyone. I am Dr. Vipra. I am a physiotherapist and owner of Pain Fix Physiotherapy Center in Indrapuram, Ghaziabad. So today my topic is, I've been already reading, that connection between emotions and body aches. So I have seen so many patients coming to me with the body aches. It is like pain is either on the neck or multiple joints are involved. And if you talk to them how this pain has started, it has started during some projects, some activities, n number of things. But when you start assessing them, when you start talking to them, the root is not there in the bone. It's not there in the body. It's there in the brain, in the emotion. Because there are two ways you can deal with any emotion. Either you express them or you suppress them. When you are expressing, you are like way far, as many of us has already been listening to many of the authors, that when you express, many things are being sorted out. But when you suppress, what happens to your body? That is the basic question. Any project which was there and it is like you doesn't want to work on, and it is like maybe the teammates are not good enough, or maybe topic is not healthy enough to deal with. So you just start feeling, yaar, aaj neck pain bahut zyada hai, आज लेट नहीं रुक सकता बिकॉज आज एन कॉज है, बॉडी एक है, फीवरिश लग रहा है, sluggish लग रहा है, and number of things happens. So, and when a project of similar intensity and of your interest is zooming around, you do n number of things. You do all if and buts, you crosses every pathway to get and grab that opportunity. So all these things happens, and I have seen many of my patients personally that their pain has gone in 1 or 2 days. Their physical pain was not at all there, but what was there was the emotional pain. And all the emotional pains come in a certain pattern, which is like, if my shoulder pain is there, it is usually happening because of any of the lingered decisions, lingered tension in professional relationship. On the other way, when you go for the back pains, it is because of the financial loads. Many of the males come to us, and when you start talking to them, you will get to know, I have loan, I have to settle my daughter, I have to settle my son, my mother is keeping ill and I have to arrange the funds for her chemo, for many number of reasons. So I have already stated the whole body chart pain pattern is there in my article. So once you will start reading it, you will get to know what are the patterns which body forms because of the suppressed emotion. Now, when we are talking about all the patterns, all the symptoms, there are healing patterns also. So I have spoken about the healing also. Simple one healing thing which I want to share with you all, because you must have already learned so many things. Breathing. No matter what you do, the breathing works wonders in each and everything. As already Kavita has already mentioned, doing yoga. Yoga is also the basic core element for yoga is breathing only. So once you start focusing on your breathing patterns, you will automatically get to start healing yourself, relieving your pains. Then second comes, which is like very important, is tapping on your body parts, because you in the all the hush of whole arranging the funds, arranging the projects, making the presentation, making lunches for your family, dinners, and everything. You get to stop talking to your body. You stop aligning with your body. So start tapping your body parts. This relieves, this calm your skin and fascia, which automatically helps you in soothing yourself. So this is the another technique which we do for healing. Then we go for stretches, general body stretches, which is also already mentioned, quads, hams, basic muscles which we stretch to get the tension relieved. Then going a massage or a spa or sauna once in a while is also again a relieving factor for you. Then many other techniques which has its their own effect and essential techniques which help you in relieving all the stress is the breathing pattern of 3, 6, and 9. When you breathe in, breathe in with the count of 3. Like I am taking breathe in 1, 2, 3. Now holding it for the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now releasing it slowly till count of 9. Once you start releasing it for the count of 9, you will feel all the anxiety, all the anger, all the emotional suppressions which you have already suppressed unknowingly, unconsciously, is being getting relieved, because your when breath comes out, it not only releases carbon dioxide, but it releases the tension of various muscles. So it soothes you, it calms you down. So I think when you will read this article of mine, you will get to know what all benefits you, what all techniques can help you before going for any of the medication, any of the treatments from any external person. Try to heal yourself from inside. Try to heal yourself on your own, because once you start respecting and relating your pains to your emotions, automatically many of the physiological pain, muscular pain get relieved, body pains get relieved on their own. You don't have to rush to a doctor, to a physiotherapist, to a massage center, to a ayurveda, or to any other thing. If you start focusing on your own breathing pattern, on your own body tensions, on your own emotional factors, because all the emotions are the basis of your whole body aches, which is my belief. Because since I have been working with patients for past 16 years, I have seen almost many of the patients who have come with all these problems, and you start talking to them, they start releasing their emotions, and they literally feel कि हाँ मेरा पेन तो आज बहुत कम हो गया, 50% of pain reduced even in a single session. So I think it's going to help you all. And in case of any query or any doubt, please feel free to contact me for that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vipra. Thank you for spreading light on such a crucial topic. Lata ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Snehal. So this page, you can see that the gratitude for Club Smilee. We have some reviews from our Club Smilee members about this community, and that's all from all of us. So, Dr. Gautam, would you like to take it and share your views on the articles and what everybody shared?
Well, thank you, Lata. I mean, it's great to be given this responsibility to sum up, what all the authors have said. So, Mr. Mittal started off with, with a story on hope, and I'm sure that, after this period of COVID, all of us are, have been exposed to the fact, and being EQ practitioners, also you would have heeded the stories wherein people with a lot of hope and courage were able to fight this disease much better than those who failed to live up to their hopes and they lost the battle of life. So a very valid and a very important article on that. Ms. Rodriguez then went on to actually talk about the, about the images, how you can use origami to express what you are feeling in terms of those creations. and thus heal yourself by identifying your emotions, by getting a release through that art of folding paper. The article by Miss Chetna Singh was also, was great. Was about friendships and collaboration. So again, friendships are a source of hope, which she mentioned. So in a way, the articles collaborate themselves. The article by Manmeet was about feeling good, and how you can feel good in your own life, and how does it make you more happy? How do you have to be in the feelings of gratitude to be more happy? Then, of course, we had an article by Ms. Shah, wherein she talked about the impact of emotions on health, how your health is adversely impacted by emotions. And finally, Dr. Goel, talking about how, again, the extension of the thought put forward by Ms. Shah, by Dr. Goel, as to how these emotions and can impact the bodies and the body aches and the other ailments, how that happens. Now, a little take on all this is that from my side is, I see a potential of a training program here by collaboration of Dr. Goel and Ms. Shah and again Ms. Rodriguez. And how you can collaborate is design a training program in which we advertise people to actually come over, and other practitioners of EQ can also come in. So we treat them holistically. We give them this art of using origami. Dr. Goel can actually help them breathe or use different techniques. And then there could be a comprehensive exercise on on emotional, finding their own EQs and finding out where they stand in that entire continuum of EI. So do they have a low EI? If they have, how can they actually go forward? Because as practitioners of EQ, I think our goal should be to provide a sustainable solution to people, because we can offer them solace, we can offer them a cure, but that cure has to last. And how can we do that? We can actually train people. So if this kind of a workshop in a hybrid mode is organized, I think it'll benefit a lot, to most of the people, and can bring benefits to the people here. Yes, Ms. Srivastav, you had raised your hand.
First of all, a very big thank you to all of you for the wonderful insights that you have shared. And I just wanted to share my experience with one of the things. Can I, Lata?
Of course, please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So forgiveness is one thing which I think has really worked very well with me. I was holding a grudge with a lot of people who had done very bad to me in life, and I was very hurt inside, and I was very heavy, in fact. And after hearing one of Sister Shivani's videos, I really follow her like very much. So after hearing her videos, I started practicing, forgiving those people. That doesn't mean that it's a clean chit to them or I've started loving them. But for the time being, I've just started forgiving them, forgiving whatever they've done to me. And believe me, group, like, it has really helped me. I've become so light, and I've actually, that feeling of hatred, that feeling of heaviness when I used to look at them, that has really gone off. So now it's a different slate altogether. They are in their lives, I'm in my life, nothing to do. So I think that's a very good insight which was shared by the group. Thank you so much for that again. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a great share, Mr. Srivastav. If I can actually put forward a proposal again to you, and please answer with yes, no. So do you all want to be happy in life? Yes, no. It's a proposal.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. We all want to be happy, right? And happiness is harmony. So please understand that if we are in harmony with ourselves also included, we often forget that I is a very important part in that picture, and others and our circumstances, we are happy. As soon as that harmony is disturbed, we are unhappy. Now, how can we be in harmony? There's a basic emotion of trust. So when we operate from this feeling that people are there to harm me, or there's somebody else who's able to harm me, and we approach people with that intent, there is a disharmony. So if Dr. Goel is like me, Kavita is like me, Snehal is like me. Pardon me for taking your names. I feel that I'm older. I have that, I'm taking that, right? So if we feel that, then obviously when a conflict happens, then we approach it with animosity. But if we have this basic trust that you are like me, if every one of us wants happiness, then every one of us doesn't want any kind of a clash. So basically, every one of us is the same. If every one of us is the same, we can have a basic trust expanded to people. Again, the power of evaluation and the right evaluation of the emotional quotient of the person who's talking to you. Is that person able to understand his emotion and able to understand your emotion? Great. But please don't overestimate that person and underestimate yourself. That person is shouting on you. Understand that that person does not have the capability of handling that emotion. Please do not consider that particular thing as the intent of the person. So you will feel pity. So trust and right evaluation will give you a lot of centeredness. Because as an HR practitioner, there's a concept called cognitive dissonance. Whenever you do things which are not in line with your true nature, you'll feel dissonance. There'll be a discomfort. And that's why this feeling of natural acceptance or the concept of natural acceptance comes to you. So anything that you might, that we might talk about, hope. So do we want to be hopeful? Yes, natural acceptance will tell you that, yes, we want to be hopeful. Do you want to be dejected? Everybody will say no. So this means that is natural to us. So if we want to be in conflict, we do not want to be in relationship, in opposition, then no friendship, then of course, no harmony. This means no happiness. So the concept is very, very important of being in harmony, and which I felt I need to share with all of you. Another technique that perhaps the practitioners and Ms. Rodriguez can use is, I use this technique during my research, is to asking participants to identify an image. So I talked about leadership. Recently, I was doing a consulting assignment in a company. I said, okay, choose an image which describes your company and its relationship with its own employees. So a very powerful image, let me tell you, this is, so one person selected 50-50, 50-50 biscuit. I said, why 50-50 biscuit? No, this is basically topsy-turvy. Sometimes the employees, work on their own self, and then sometimes the company also works to their benefit. So they are all 50-50, they're not completely interacting with each other. Now, a very powerful image, who knew that such a powerful image would come by the image of a biscuit? So if you ask people to also share the image of their current situation, and please understand, I've done it with most of my students. If you look at their Facebook IDs or images or which are under display, they are a strong reflection of how they are feeling inside. So using that image and asking a person to choose an image can also give a huge amount of reflection on that person's current emotional health and what he or she is trying to project. So my idea, my request, and a proposal to all of you is, why can't we start a training program with Dr. Goel, Ms. Shah, and others who have worked on this topic, and Ms. Rodriguez. So people from Mexico can benefit by some Indian techniques. People from India can benefit from techniques of Mexico. I'm sure that if for a pilot you float this workshop as a hybrid mode, and it can be done in 2 locations, maybe 2 hours in a day or 1 hour in a day, and for 2 to 3 days, I think this workshop can have a huge amount of traction. We can try it. And I think with that proposal, I would like to thank each one of you who have contributed by means of an article in this compilation. And I'm sure that we'll keep on, this learning spirit up and up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for mentioning about the collaboration with me, with the other members of the Smilee Club, so that we can collaborate in terms of the general awareness about the emotional health, because this is the EQ which is being basically missing from all of our lives. And when we have realized this pandemic has made us all realize that EQ has many things and aspects which we have been forgetting for years. So thank you so much for giving us the idea and insight about that. Thank you.
I agree. I agree. I think time is right for EQ practitioners at this particular point of time. Please go and look into Instagram and others. If Ranbir Alabadia can actually make a huge amount of money by not being trained in EQ, I'm sure that you can, who are trained and who are practicing, can surely make a difference. And I think more than making money, if we can make a difference in lives of people, you all are aware that how much it brings to each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, Lata, ma'am, Chaitna, and everyone for making me join this group. That is very delightful to be part of this group. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that it is growing every day. And with this collaboration, we can do wonders. We can really, do new programs, new training programs and workshop. So come forward, just share your proposal, and maybe Liliana, Dr. Vipra, Kavita, Chaitna, you all can work together and present a workshop for our audience very soon.
Sure, anytime.
And everybody is invited in that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you
all
so
are
much.
going to get this book very soon.
Okay. We are